the Minnesota Wild podcast, presented by Acrisure.
Coming up, a full recap of the game, including all the highlights, interviews, and more. Plus,
this is John Hines. My postgame comments are next. To get things started with the Grand Casino postgame show, here's Kevin Falmus.
The Swedish-born William Eklund works on his fellow countryman Wallstedt. Eklund towards the left circle, coming in, shooting, and he scores. Sharks have won 3 in a row. They sweep the season series, albeit all of them past regulation time. They win the shootout 2-0. They take the game 4-3 here on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, they sweep the season series. They get 2 in overtime in St. Paul, and they take this one, a matinee on New Year's Eve. The Sharks stun the Wild in the shootout. 4-3 is the final. Welcome to the postgame show. Kevin Falmus in St. Paul from the Bob Kurtz Radio Center. In San Jose from SAP Center, Tom Reed saw the Wild fall short. Despite a furious rally in that third period, Tom, the Sharks proved to be the better team, at least on this day, and continued to give the Wild fits.
Yeah, they were goal-wise, no question about that. You look at the overtime also, and you look at the Sharks, they had a total of 2 shots in the 3-on-3. Minnesota had 3 shots, but neither team able to capitalize. But when it came to the shootout, once again, they're the Sharks right there and made it happen for their hockey club. And as a result of that, they get 2 points. Minnesota does get a point, though, and they picked up points in all of the games they've played on this road trip.
Something to be said about that. Again, they were down by a pair of goals in that third period, and they do mount the rally. And it wasn't Boldy. It wasn't Kaprizov. Instead, it's that depth scoring coming to play. Matt Zuccarello with one of them. And how about Marcus Foligno with his first goal of the season?
Yeah, a nice goal for him also. And he's been struggling trying to get that goal, but he brings so much to the table also. Just his play out there, his physical presence, his leadership, all those things, both in that locker room and outside that locker room. But Minnesota, I mean, disappointed they didn't get 2 points. Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, you know, does get a point here after being down by a couple of goals and been working hard in that third period to make it happen. The problem was in that middle stanza where Minnesota just couldn't seem to get on track.
Not quite through the midway point of the road trip, but you are exactly halfway done with the regular season. 41 are done, 41 to come. How do you sum up the first 41 games of this season that's been unbelievably how bad it started and how good it's been despite this shootout loss today?
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. The first 12 games were not good for Minnesota, getting 3-6-3 in that stretch in the 12 games. So, but they battled back, you know, and at one point I think people thought that, including myself and a lot of people, though this is not going to be a bad year if it stays like this. But you know what? They turned it around. And Joe talked about the fact, the meeting they had with the captain, Jared Spurgeon, and the rest of the leaders in that dressing room making something happen. And they turned it around, and they've been very good. Now they have to concentrate on their next game. And, of course, that's going to be in Anaheim in a couple of nights.
Yeah, a late one on Friday night. Out-of-town scoreboard shows the Tampa Bay Lightning got the better of them earlier, just moments ago, actually, at the Honda Center. It was an overtime win for the Tampa Bay Lightning, so the Ducks have lost 4 in a row. And if my math is correct, Tom, I believe the Wild have beaten the Ducks in 19 of the last 20 meetings. What are they in for here in Anaheim come Friday?
I hope it's 20 out of 21. All said and done. But they'll learn from this game also. It's a 60-minute game. You've got to play at least 60 minutes to win hockey games, and they took maybe 20 minutes off of that and left 40. They did do something with it. But Minnesota right now, you know, not happy down in that locker room. But the thing is, they came back. They got good goaltending again, and we'll see where it goes on the next game.
I heard John Hines say how the Wild as a team will celebrate the New Year's holiday with the ball dropping later on tonight. They're going to do so as a team. How about the broadcast crew? What are you and Joe going to do?
We just ordered in sandwiches and milk for our rooms, and that's where we're going to be.
Sandwiches and milk. All right. Yeah. Well, take it easy then. We'll talk to you in 2026.
All right. Thanks, Kevin.
Tom
Reed, to you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Tom Reed, if you think he's going to celebrate the New Year's holiday with sandwiches and milk in his room, I got a bridge in New York to sell you. Tom Reed, Joe O'Donnell doing a great job in 2025. We just hope that they can continue to do it throughout the 2026 portion of the calendar schedule. Wild falls short tonight, 4-3 in the shootout to the San Jose Sharks. When we continue, we'll get you some reaction inside that Wild locker room. John Hines and more. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino. For the Grand Casino play of the game, wanted to give it to Marcus Foligno. Got the Wild within 6:40 of the third. Would have hoped it could have been Mats Zuccarello. Pulled the game even at 3 apiece midway through period number 3. We go to overtime. Wild with a couple of really good chances. Hughes in overtime with the breakaway. Boldy from the left dot set up by Quinn Hughes. But no, Askarov up to the challenge on both occasions. Instead, we got to go to the shootout. And it's the dagger as the Sharks get the win and the extra point and the Grand Casino play of the game.
The Swedish-born William Eklund works on his fellow countryman Wallstedt. Eklund towards the left circle, coming in, shooting, and he scores. Sharks have won 3 in a row. They sweep the season series, albeit all of them past regulation time. They win the shootout 2-0. They take the game 4-3 here on New Year's Eve.
Zuccarello and Boldy stopped in the shootout. Graf stopped initially by Jesper Wallstedt on the Sharks' attempts, but Celebrini and Eklund combined to end the afternoon in San Jose. The Sharks get both points, and they deliver, does William Eklund, the Grand Casino play of the game. Where Minnesota comes to play, visit grandcasino.com to plan your next visit. More from San Jose next. This is Wild Hockey presented by Grand Casino.
Watched there by Eriksson. Eklund came free. Found Klingberg. He lost to the Hughes. Does he have anything left in the tank? It's a breakaway for Quinn Hughes in overtime. In on Askarov. Took a shot. Stop. Rebound. Hughes couldn't find it in tight. Pick save by Askarov with his left pad, and Hughes will bail out on a change halfway through OT.
Yaroslav Askarov, 3 saves in the extra frame, including that one, the breakaway on a gassed Quinn Hughes, makes the stop and comes away with 20 saves total. Yaroslav Askarov will get the XL Energy Big Saves of the Game, powered by XL Energy. Proud to power the great state of hockey with safe, clean, and reliable energy. Explore how they're making energy work better for you and our communities at xlenergy.com. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino. Twenty saves for Yaroslav Askarov in the victory. Jesper Wallstedt suffers the shootout loss. 11-2-3 on the season. 25 saves total tonight against the Sharks. Stops 1 of 3 in the shootout. Despite the loss, still 10-2-1 in his last 13 starts. 1-0-2 all time against the San Jose Sharks. Jesper Wallstedt, you call him the Great Wall of St. Paul, ready to address the media. Real quick, let's go out to San Jose.
Well, they're a tough team, just the way they get pucks to the net, and especially Celebrini. It seems like his first is just get it to the net, get it to the net.
Yeah, they do a good job getting people to the net and pucks to the net. I don't know, they're a tough team to play. They're good for a reason.
Mm-hmm. You had a couple puck races tonight. One probably gave even maybe you a heart attack, or no?
No, not really. No, I think Fabes would have had that puck too, but if I didn't go out. But I was kind of halfway, and then I'm like, okay, I just got to go for this. But yeah, it worked out.
I'm not sure if you just heard what Marcus was saying, but it sounds like it's still very much forward thinking. You know, first half is done. No matter the strides and how well you guys have done, there's still room for growth. And do you sense that vibe in here?
Yeah, no, we're not. Obviously, we're in a good spot, but we're not happy or we're not satisfied yet. There's still work to be done, and we could always improve. We could always get better. But I like the spot we're in. But with that, we could always get better.
Mm-hmm.
Do you the third period comeback does it give you does it take the sting, I guess, off the loss? I mean, to rally or no?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but also I felt like we could have won in overtime. We could have won in a shootout. But maybe I wasn't my best in the shootout, so I think I overthought a little bit what they were going to try to do instead of what's made me successful in shootouts is just reading the play and then making my reads or making my moves out of my reads. And I think somehow from the last time we played them, I think in my back of my head I thought they were going to do different things than what they did, and that kind of gave them the advantage over me today.
Jesper Volstead with the media following the 4-3 shootout loss to the San Jose Sharks. We'll try to get you John Hines when we continue. This is Wild Hockey presented by Grand Casino.
We need to do more. We need to keep rising. It's not, hey, good job. We got out of the basement, and we can call it. We gotta keep raising our game and doing everything perfect. So, we brought in a guy like Quinn Hughes for a reason, and the bar needs to keep raising here. So that's the mentality, and we don't want to be a team that just gets in. It's realistic or not. You're trying to aim to be first in your division, first in your conference. So. That's the mentality in this room.
There you go. Marcus Foligno with the media moments ago delivers his first goal of the season. His last goal scored back on April 12th, 31 games without a goal, and he gets one on the board today. Part of that third period rally, Matt Zuccarello on the board as well. Hasn't played every game this season, but he's got 17 points in the 21 that he has played, including today delivering his fourth goal of the year. He's got 2 goals in the last 3 games. Tonight helps the Wild at least secure the point, although they do fall via the shootout. The Wild now 24-10-7 on the year. 55 points at the halfway mark. That is good for third place in the Central Division. They'll move to 11-6-2 on the road. On the road trip, they're 3 games in, and they got points in each of the 3 of them. 2-0-1 through the first 3 games of this 7-game grind. They see their 4-game road win streak come to an end. Still, they've won 9 of their last 12 away from Grand Casino Arena. They've also won 9 of their last 12 overall, and they'll improve to 21-4-4 since November 1st, grabbing 46 out of a possible 58 points. John Hines with the media. Let's join him in progress.
Tying the game, I think, was good from that standpoint, but obviously, you want to come away here with 2 points instead of 1.
You've talked about the fact that you like the makeup of a Sturm, Trenyan, Foligno line. Their goal seemed to turn the tide in the game, as much due to the style with which they scored?
Yeah, I thought that line tonight really played more to the identity that they're strong with. I thought they played good with the puck. I thought they advanced it. They got to a forechecking game. They were big and strong on pucks. They were physical on their D. I thought they delivered pucks to the net and got there, and that's when you put those 3 guys together and they playing like that, it's difficult to contain.
Used some different strategies in overtime tonight, face-off wins and quick line changes. Is this something that is precipitated by Quinn Hughes' addition to this club and trying to use him differently?
Yeah, it certainly is. I think you're always trying to, like you said, get better in different areas and see if there's some combos that could work. And, Eki won the draw, and then I think, Kaprizov, Boldy, and Hughes could be a deadly trio. Obviously, they scored the other night in Winnipeg, but not just because of that. I think the style of game that they play. So we tried a couple of different things tonight. We had some good looks. Obviously, we didn't score when we had our looks in OT, and they had a couple looks too and didn't score. And unfortunately, we didn't get it done in the shootout.
The first 2 periods, did you feel like you could have done a better job of getting pucks to the net? That it was getting a little too cute.
All right, there you go. The head coach of the Minnesota Wild, John Hines, addressing the media, abbreviated. So we'll take a break, and then when we continue, we'll wrap it up and get you ready for the continuation of the road trip. It'll continue on Friday in Anaheim in 2026. Full preview is next, and then we'll wrap things up. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
We're a little more consistent, we don't have those lulls in the second period like we did today. We outplayed them in the first period, and if we can just continue to do that for a full 60, really put together a full 60 night in and night out. We do a good job of that, I think, for the most part on most nights, but if we can really, burn their boats when we get ahead, that'd be ideal.
That is the sound of Jake Middleton with the media moments ago out there in San Jose following a 4-3 shootout loss to the San Jose Sharks. Tarasenko, Foligno, and Zuccarello score in the hockey game in regulation for the Wild, including Foligno and Zuccarello in the third period to close a 3-1 deficit into a 3-3 tie. Gets the game past regulation. Wild lose in the shootout as they're denied on both of their attempts. Meanwhile, Despite the loss, the Wild 2-0-1 on the road trip, 24-10-7 on the season. They are swept in the season series by the San Jose Sharks, losing all 3 past regulation, so they get 3 out of a possible 6 points. The Sharks get all 6 as they get their 20th win of the year. Up next, the road trip continues in 2026 as the Wild travel to Anaheim to face the Ducks, another up-and-coming team from California and the Pacific Division. The Ducks are another team loaded with young talent. However, the Wild beat the Ducks 2-rip on November 15th in St. Paul. Jesper Wallstedt, 28 saves in that one for one of his 4 shutouts on the season. Wild have beat the Ducks in 6 straight and 19 of the last 20 overall. They've also won 9 straight at the Honda Center, dating back almost 5 years. Wild and Ducks pregame on Friday, 9:15. Puck drops at 9:30 on most of these same stations. Special thanks to Colin Landsteiner, Aaron Sickman, and Jackson Riebel. And for Joe O'Donnell and Tom Reed, I'm Kevin Falmus. Enjoy the New Year's holiday. For those of you listening in the Twin Cities, we're going to send it upstairs where Zach Halverson and Alexis Huss will have the play-by-play action of Team USA battling from a 3-0 deficit to Team Sweden. 13:50 left to go in the second. If it's not on your radio dial, you can find it via that free iHeartRadio app at kfan.com/listen. For the rest of you, we'll talk to you Friday night in 2026 right here on the Minnesota Wild Radio Network.
You have been listening to Minnesota Wild Hockey.
Fired one to the back post. Gustafsson made a great save. Thompson in the slot, waiting, shooting. Gustafsson the save.
Join us next time, right here, for more Wild Hockey action.
25 seasons of Wild Hockey.
Wild Hockey is an exclusive presentation of the Minnesota Wild, the National Hockey League, and the Minnesota Wild Radio Network.
The best place to go for all your Minnesota Wild audio needs is the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. Everything Minnesota Wild related, including highlights, press conferences, players, coaches, general managers, and more. It's available on the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. It's all just a click away at wild.com/podcast.